Okay, try this for the third time. I'm just trying to get the GoPro camera that I've got, see how I can get it to work halfway decent. I've yet to accomplish that. It keeps shutting off and get issues. So anyway, we're going to run through here. This is one of the bee boxes I've made out of scrap lumber. It's we're going to call that a shallow super. It's very shallow box. So it's going to go on top. I've been, the more research I do on bees, the more I learn about them. I found out that the deep box is the best box to have for the queen to lay her nest in and produce enough bees to produce the honey that I want to produce. So this is a deep box, and it's almost I think it's 9 5/8 deep, and it's probably twice as deep as that box over there, close to it. This week sometime or next week, I've got a box. It's called a nucleus. They call them nukes. Comes with the 5 frames. This has 5 frames empty in it, and that will have 5 frames of working bees in it. So I'll put those 5 frames of working bees into this box and set it out in the field, which I'm getting ready to go down and look at here pretty quick. And the whole reason for the beekeeping is I've done some research, looked on eBay and looked around. There's a system that's called the Hog. What the Hog system consists of are little plastic boxes that you put in one of those shallows over there I got, or maybe even a shallower one than that, but it holds 40 little cases, little plastic cases that have bee foundation in them. You place that up in the top of your hives. The bees go up there and they make their honey stores up there. And when you get it all filled up and harvest that honey out, you just put a lid on that little plastic box, and it sells on eBay for about $25 a box. So I could put 40 boxes in there, and a good strong hive, I may produce 3 of those a year, anywhere from 1 to 3 a year. And so 40 times 25 is about $1,000. So if I can, get pretty close to that off a hive, I'll be pretty happy. And I'm going to try to get at least somewhere between 10 and 20 hives down here in the back. I'll show you where they're gonna go. Bees will work about a 5-mile diameter of where their hive is. So, along with me supplementing their food with sugar water and what they can find in a 5-mile circus or circumference, I should be able to come up with probably a good between 10 and 20 hives of healthy bees, with luck. I'm hoping. So that will give me enough income to where in the wintertime, when the bees are tucked away in bed hibernating, I can be down in Florida on my new sailboat. That's why I want to do this, so I've got plenty of play money. Over here this is one of the projects I've got for this summer. I've got a new engine in that little Jeep. I've got to hook it up, get some new tires for it, and take it down. It's going to go to one of the kids. But that's the Jeep. All this, I need to get all this stuff here cleaned out so I can get my boat back around in. The boat's got to back down that drive on the side of the house, and it's going to be a little tight with these things in the way. This is all the extra parts that came with the sailboat. It's sitting down the road. We're going to go down to it here in a minute. This camera keeps working, and so this is the ropes and all kinds of stuff. Lowell lives up in Lyons, Michigan, and he said he was one of these guys that he doesn't throw away anything. You might be able to use it later on, so everything that had to go with the boat he gave to me. So we're gonna go ahead and drive down there and take a look. I'll show you where the bees are at, and take you into the boat and show you around the boat a little bit. I'm gonna cut this off and pick up back at the boat. This here's a little property that belongs to Dad. It's got a nice little garage on it. Garage needs a new roof. It's got my boat, my little boat, and the handicap van sitting there. But if things go well with the bees, I'm probably going to buy that property off Dad and turn that garage into my honey house. I need a place to clean the hives, or clean the comb and extract honey, and you really want to have that in a place by itself because it will attract bees. And so we're thinking real seriously about just doing that. So here we go. This is where I've got the boat parked. The name of the boat's Kestrel, and she's so I can get the backyard cleaned up. Leave her sit here on the side of the road. This is all Dad's land. I got my pickup truck and tractor back here in the corner, and if you look way over there on next to the woods, you can see that little white box over there. That's where the bee yard's going to be. But, this is the boat, and we've got some work to do to bring it out of mothballs, and nothing major, I don't hope, and nothing serious. But you can see there it's got two cabins. Front cabin has got the alcohol stove, table, there's a lot of storage in there. And then back here in the back, this is a guest cabin, and doesn't look very big from right there, but it extends up into here, so you get two full berths to lay in. So let me go set this camera down and get my ladder out. So we'll go aboard. You know, it's already sinking full of water. Right, this part of the boat is of course where you steer it from, and I have a cover that came with the boat, completely encloses this, so when we're out on the lake or going down the river, we can have this area as a living space also, and won't be out stuck in the sun or the heat. Can get out and about, and it's set up so it's both screen or clear plastic see-through stuff or enclosed umbrella. And this is part of that setup. I've yet to go through all this stuff to see exactly how it goes together, but that's coming. Yeah, there's the screen stuff down there. So this is where the guests stay, or we're probably going to use this to store stuff in if we don't have anybody with us. Just Sandy and I, once we start down the river down to Florida. I think while we're out on the lake, kids will be back here. Set this down again. So you can see the bunk goes back up in there, and there's electrical outlets. This is lifts up. It's made for a porta potty to go in there, and so when they're back in the back, they got their own private bathroom. And of course, all the storage along the sides. You lift up the cushions. You can see there's all that back under there storage. So there's a lot of room to put stuff. And these boats have crossed both the Atlantic and the Pacific. They're proven cruisers for deep water. I expect, being as small as they are, getting some heavy seas, it'd be kind of hair-raising. I don't see myself going across the Atlantic in it unless I really build a lot of confidence. But for what I want to do, I do see it going to the Bahamas once I've got everything ship shape and I know the boat. I've gone through all the stuff. Now it has all kinds of good stuff. There's a depth meter and speed and distance, data marine. So it's got that. It's got wind direction over there. The bottom square box is for your auto helm, so that you don't have to stand on the steering wheel all the time to keep her going in the direction you want. Everything has got all these pulley mounts up here, and so when you're sailing, you can control everything right here from inside the cockpit. You don't have to run up to the front and lift the sails or do any of that. It can all be done from the cockpit. Lowell, when he got the boat, he had an accident and broke his back, so when he got to go sailing, everything had to be done from the cockpit. He's in a wheelchair, and he was able to go about it that way. Of course, everything needs cleaned. It's been sitting since 2005 under a tarp, and there's going to be a good deal of maintenance that has to be done. If you look all along the side, you can see there's storage all along the side, and of course the electronics up in the corner. He says all this stuff works, but that was in 2005. So whether it works in 2020 and 2019 is yet to be seen. But with a bit of work, she should be able to come back to life pretty good. For what we've spent on it and got in it, I'm pretty comfortable with what I've got in it. It's new. This boat was about $40,000. Of course, it's lost a lot of that value over the years, but still a good solid boat. One thing I have learned about boats is the newer they are, the cheaper they become. Back in the 70s and 80s, everything about the boats were built heavier because no one knew for sure what fiberglass would do, how hard and how strong it would be, so they really tended to go heavy on it. And that's a positive. That's why a lot of these older hulls are still around. So we've got some cleaning up, some work to do, and we've got time to do that. Like I say, what we're planning on is putting it down here in Lake Maxintucky, and then after we've felt comfortable with it, we may go down to one of the bigger reservoirs. If you know, Maxintucky's pretty lively in the summer, it may not be much of a fun to be down there with all the jet skis and everything. If we can get out and get a little more privacy in a reservoir, that might be where we'll end up. And then when we're ready to put the mast up and get out on the water and actually sail the boat rather than motor, we'll go up to Michigan City and put it up at Michigan City and take it out on Lake Michigan for some. I'd like to do some sockeye fishing up there and some lake trout, and see if I can have any luck catching any fish out of the big waters. And that's there's you could spend a lot of time up on Lake Michigan. There's if you go up to around Mackinac Bridge and up in that area, there's a lot of great sailing places up there, and I don't really got to go out across the lake. I can just run the shoreline up and stay close to land and hit marinas and hit anchorages on the way up. And I'm not going to get crazy about overnight sails and doing that kind of stuff, but just mainly some camping type sailing and get along that way. But that's what we got here on the boat. They say we got some cleaning, some polishing. This all teak and mahogany in here, and it's needs revarnished and get it all shined up. Should be looking good eventually. There's a lot to do. I see a little water down here. I got to find out where the water got in, and had a good soaker the other night, and that's not more than a quarter cup, but somewhere there's a leak. But I wouldn't be surprised if I don't have leaky windows. They probably all need to come apart and get resealed. And with a boat, it's just maintenance over and over again. So we just gotta find out what's got to be done and make the list. There's there's a lot of list making to do, and it's going to take me some time and effort. But this is the type of boat that I want. Uh, I want to hit the coast all I can, and it's the type of sailing that I'm pursuing is called, gunk hole. And what gunk hole means is you find all the little inlets and stuff, and you can explore up into the bays and tributaries and different things along. This boat will float in 1.8 feet of water, so it can go anywhere up to rivers, up close to about any place. I think it can even be beached, if I'm not mistaken. Just run up and push the bow up on the beach with the motor, and then back it out when you're ready to sail away. But I don't know if I'm gonna get that crazy or not. I'll have to find out what she'll do. But this way I can put the boat. It's on a trailer. My pickup truck, it pulled it okay. I've got some maintenance to do on the truck. I may end up trading up for a 1 ton or 3/4 ton to be more comfortable pulling the boat. My transmission temperature light came on the way back from Michigan when I went and got it. And I don't know whether that was from the pulling the boat or whether it was from an issue I have with the transmission, because on the way up, the overdrive light came on, indicating the overdrive had shut itself off. And when I read up on that, it said that that happens, and then the temperature light usually comes on too. So whether they're related to one another, I don't know. But it did get me home, so that's a good thing. I know I can use it to get to places that I want right now, but whether or not I'd want to take off to Texas or Arizona or Washington with that truck and this boat, I don't believe I would attempt to do that. I think it's probably a little too small a truck for that, but it works for now. It will do what I want to do. So I'm going to shut this off, and we will pick up here in a minute. Okay, while I was out here, I wanted to just come back and check the beehive out and take a look at it. Bees are doing what they should be doing. See them coming and going. And the little tin can over I got, that was sugar water that came with the package. So I stuck it up there on a couple of sticks for them to go ahead and eat up. And then I got a bottle of sugar water on the other side that they're eating the sugar water out of that, and they're gobbling it right up. And you can see the bees are leaving the hive, going out foraging and coming back, and then some of them just stay right there at the beginning of guards. And everything is looking quite well. I don't believe I have any major concerns with this hive at this point. They've got a lot of work to do to draw out the comb in there. They started out with no comb, just about 3,000 bees and a queen. So they'll draw that box full of comb, and she'll lay her brood in it, and then the population should explode here in another few weeks. So a good strong hive will have 25,000-30,000 bees in it. So we just let them go, and when that box gets filled up with brood, then I'll pop another one on top of it and since my boxes are these medium boxes, I think with this hive I'm going to put another medium box on top of it, and then I'll put the queen excluder on top of that, and she'll get 2 boxes to fill with brood, which should really turn into a very large hive if these bees will make it through the winter. That's the whole thing. These are commercial bees that I got, and as far as beekeeping goes, your beekeeping commercial packages are not the best. They have a pretty high failure rate. Our bees are getting very anemic. They're not got a lot of strength to fight disease and different things off. So we talked earlier in the video about the brood box that I got up in the garage, and once I get that in place down here, I'm gonna build another one just like it, and I'm gonna take it across over to the woods way over here on the other side, and set a couple up over there, and see if I can't trap some wild bees. And I would like to have wild bees fill my colonies up. They've already made it through winters. They're used to what's out here. They don't have any human intervention, so you know they've got what it takes to survive better than the commercial bees do. So we're gonna give that a shot and see how it goes. With any luck at all, I can get about 10 or 15 hives, maybe 20 hives going out there, and get a nice sized bee yard, and get some honey production, and make a few dollars selling the honey off of it. But right now, that's all I've got. I want to get back in the garage and get back to work today. I got to get busy and got lots of projects to do. I think I got the GoPro 6 figured out. I can see right now I need to get more batteries and more SD cards, the right ones, and hopefully I can get my YouTube channel going. We want to have a good strong YouTube channel so I can update everybody and keep everybody apprised as to how this is working out, and from there, who knows. So thanks for watching. If you want to follow my adventure out here on this, just subscribe to my YouTube channel, Lonnie Sailor at YouTube, and we can grow the channel and see what we got. Maybe when I get out and do some fishing, it'll be more fun than this. So just showing you asparagus I planted. I'm still letting it mature. We won't pick none this year, although that one looks pretty yummy down there, but I want it to go to seed, and each year I get a few more coming up. This is a nice new one that's popped up this year, so we'll let them seed out and get a nice little patch of asparagus up here. And up here on the high spot, that's my apple tree that my granddaughter ran over with the lawnmower and turned it into an apple bush, but it survived, so it's okay. But thanks for watching. Remember, like and subscribe, and maybe I can get more than 3 followers someday. someday. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.